What's up, everyone? Welcome to Cracka Season 3, Episode 50. This will be the last one, I believe, of my Season 3, and then I guess I'll get into Season 4 and new intro and stuff like that. I did get a package, which I really want to destroy the mailman for. This apartment complex, it's got the mailboxes for each section has, the mailbox is like about that big, like the opening. You can get, magazines and stuff in there if you fold them, but it's pretty small. It's long, but it's small. And got my package, and of course it was shoved in there, and it was bent. Didn't look like it went too bad. You can kind of see it. I mean, it's kind of bent there. I mean, it was just, I hope it's not destroyed. But the cool thing is I really like this guy's stamp he gave me there. It's got Plastic Man, if you can kind of see it. Try to get it up as close as possible. Very cool. I'm going to save that one. That's pretty cool. And it's Plastic Man. He's, bouncing around. But let's see what this is. Now, the guy did pack it. Well, he didn't, I hate those crappy envelopes. But he folded it over and taped the hell out of it, I guess to make it a little more sturdy. But and of course he didn't bag or board it. Son of a bitch. Probably why it was able to go in there. But he gave me a note. Alright, put that up there because I want to save that for Plastic Man. Yeah, he kind of bordered it. Put a little bit it's got a bear on there. This is interesting. But anyway, from the library. Let's see what this is. Wow. Okay. Hi, thanks for bidding, and I hope you like these comics. Let me know if there are other comics that you're looking for. Happy collecting. And he gave me a bunch of cards. Interesting. Holin, Cardelin, Dunland, Rendhorn, Gate, Rudar. I don't know what the hell that is. Maybe it's magic or something. Don't know. North Carolina, Art Wiener. Physical education, 1950 Tar Heel career. A great all-around end, Art Wiener. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Monster Flyball. Bugs Bunny. Gee, Uncle Bugs, these upper deck seats are great. A couple extra carrots get you the best, Clyde. Guess these are baseball cards. Yep. Oscar Ozakar. Not really a fan of baseball cards. James Thornton, tight end Bears. Oh, what the hell. Feel free. Maybe I'll throw them into when I do my contest down the line, I'll throw them in there. But, anyway, before I show you the book, which, I'm trying to get this across, I was, like I said, doing organizing, and I found, some of these. I got them apparently from Best Buy, exclusive edition, brought to you by Best Buy. It's a mini Superman comic. And here's another one. And one more. Very cool. Alright, let's get into the comic. See what it is. Oh, the other thing I was telling you in the last episode, that I was trying to bid on something. Hopefully I would get it as cheap as the original comic I was alluding to. But I got outbid. I got outbid by a quarter, which sucks ass. But I'll tell you what it was. I was looking, just kind of searching through eBay with comics, and I came across Avengers #9, which is the first Wonder Man. And I love Wonder Man. I think he's awesome. Don't know why. Just think he's really cool. And this bag just totally ripped. I hope I didn't get the comic. Oh, looks like he gave me two. Or maybe it's the ones I ordered. I don't remember. I'll have to take a look. But, what the hell was it? Yeah, so I was looking at this really low bid, and the guy said it was probably like a 4.0, which isn't too bad, considering they're going for somewhat of a lot of money. And I figured, what the hell? The bid was for $10, the minimum bid. So I was like, all right, that ain't bad. And yeah, I did order these. All right. Well, they are in a little rough shape than he claimed. I wonder why he gave me free cards. What the hell? I didn't pay that much for them, so I'm happy. But anyway, nobody had bid on it. And I had mentioned in the last video, like at the last 5 hours, somebody bid up to $20, and I'm like, oh crap. Because it was free shipping. So I'm sitting there, and I was telling my fiance, I was like, it's the first Wonder Man. I'm, like I said, trying to justify all this uh, these reasons for me to spend money. And she let me slide on the other book I was mentioning before, which she saw how much it was going for at the conventions and how much it's going for on eBay, and I even showed her the price guide, and I said it's definitely worth what I got it for. And she's like, yeah, all right, that's fine. And this one, same thing. I was like, it's definitely worth. I would go as high, as this much here, um, and I was like, but it's totally worth it. And she's like, well, don't go crazy. She goes, we can't, I want you to build your credit, but it's getting out of hand, which I agreed with her. I was like, it really was. So I told her I wouldn't go any higher than $25. I was like, you know what, that's what I'll do. I was like, until we can actually really afford it, then I'll go after that book. But I figured, what the hell? I waited and I waited and I waited, and it was at 22.50, and it stopped for like an hour. And I'm like, I was like, oh, hopefully I'll get it. And I'm sitting there and I'm waiting, and I was gonna, snipe it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go for this. So I entered 25.50, and I waited before I hit the button. Got it down to 2 seconds. Hit the button, and it went to 26. No, I'm sorry, it went to 25.75. So I lost by a quarter. I was like, oh God. But you know what? I wasn't too pissed off. Like I said, I'm trying to build my credit, but I don't want to go crazy. And I've been going crazy. I keep telling myself, I'm like, don't go insane. But it's always when you're not really supposed to spend money or don't have money. That's when all these sales pop up. Like Midtown is having a Labor Day sale, and I'm like, oh, of course. And then a couple of the stores I used to go to are having sales, and eBay's having sales. But anyway, let me show you the comics I got, which it's not bad considering the price I paid, but it's definitely in a lot worse condition than the guy claimed it was. But you know what? What the hell? It adds two more to my thing. I got Amazing Spider-Man number 231. Very interesting. It's got a couple of dings here and there. Yeah, it's. I would say it's probably a fine copy. Maybe. Yeah, I would say fine. There's nothing really too wrong with it other than just, it's old. Not that old. 82. That ain't that bad. So I got that one, and I got it was it was like not a lot, but it was 2 books for basically the price of one. Amazing Spider-Man number 232. So another shout off my list there, which is pretty cool. And what did I pay for them? I will tell you. It was $2 shipping, and it was $1 for both of these books. I'm sorry, $1.50. So I got 2 books for $1.50 and $2 shipping. So $3.50. I got 2 old Amazing Spider-Man books that I can cross on my list. Yay! And I believe that was it. Not really much else to report. I've been, like I said, organizing. That's pretty much the sum of my things lately. I got a job interview again. Yay! Let's see what happens on the 3rd. So we'll see how that goes. Can't give up hope. Got to stay positive on things. I did get another job interview yesterday over the phone, which I don't mind them, but I also don't like them that much because it's good because you don't have to get dressed up, you don't have to get ready and all this crap. But it sucks because they're not meeting you. They're kind of they're hearing your voice, but they're not really. I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like they're not really getting the full you unless you're actually there in person and doing stuff. And of course, at the end of the interview, he's like, oh, what kind of position you're looking for? I'm like, oh, anything really. I was like, I'll take overnight. I was like, I like overnight. I was like, any shift you're willing to offer, and I even went as low as I was like, yeah, and I'll take starting pay, and because sometimes you gotta haggle with them, but at this point, I really don't care. And so I was like, yeah, starting pay, any hours you want. I was like, and I'm very flexible. And the place I was applying for was pretty much down the road. It's like a 15-minute drive, probably like a 45-minute walk. But I said, yeah. I was like, anything. And he's like, oh, we're looking. We love to hear that. Blah blah blah. And right towards the end of the interview, he's like, I really appreciate you, wanting to apply for this job, but I see you declared bankruptcy in the past year. I'm like, here we go. I was like, yes. I was like, I had to. He's like, oh, may I ask why? And I'm like, technically, they're not really supposed to ask you why, but I figured, what, maybe it's a chance to explain a lot of things. I said, yeah. I was like, what happened was like my mother got very sick, and I didn't have the money to really cover her expenses. Really, her medicine was ridiculously high, We didn't have any insurance. We didn't have any. She didn't have any. At the time, she didn't have any Medicare or Medicaid or whatever the hell, different ones. And she had to have this oxygen machine, give her air all the time. And she had to have all this medication, all these different, like it looks like asthma inhaler things. I don't know what the hell they were. Advent, I think they were called. I think that's right. I don't know. But at the time, it was a fortune. So, and then on top of, she wasn't working, because she was, sick. So, the job she's always had since I was a kid. Basically, what it is, you get these boxes and you're putting like they don't really, I don't think they really do it anymore, but, back in the day, they used to do it. If you ever get those things in the store where they have the sheets of paper and they got the tabs, like the divider kind of thing, my mom used to do that. They would send it home to her in pieces, and you put it together and do this and put it back in this giant box and ship it all, send it back to them. And that's pretty much what she did. But when she got sick, she wasn't able to do a lot of that for a while, at least a year. So a year of, having to buy medicine and pay for this oxygen machine, and then she had to have these tanks come in, and, the machine was for when she was in the house and sleeping, and the tanks were as if she had to go, out, and they were not cheap. They were not cheap at all. And then doctor's appointments. So I told the guys, like, that's pretty much what happened. I was like, my credit cards got overwhelmed by charging, medicine and all these medical things, and then my job was cutting hours, and I wasn't making that much money anyway. So it's pretty much what happened. He's like, oh, I feel really bad. I'm very sorry to hear that. And, he's like, a lot of people, tell me that, it's none of my business. I'm like, well, I just wanted to explain it. I was like, show the kind of person I am. I was like, it's not like I went out and, spent thousands of dollars on DVDs, and which I did, but not with the credit card. That was way before. And I was like, so that's it. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, but unfortunately, after all this crap, he's like, unfortunately, we can't offer you a position with our company due to the fact that you have extremely poor credit right now. But we appreciate you taking interest in our company, and you have a nice day. Can't win. But, my fiance, I can see it in her face. She's getting discouraged, and she's getting kind of pissed off. And, I mean, she found 2 jobs, but she declared bankruptcy years ago, so hers is almost done. It's like, I think she's got like maybe less than a year before she's completely wiped clean of the bankruptcy, and she's established her credit back. She has like, I think she had like 7 cards, but then she, once she got her credit boosted pretty high, she was cutting cards here and there. So I think she's only got 2 now that she keeps that are, keepers, the ones that have the highest limit and the ones that don't charge you a lot of money. And her credit is actually almost back to normal, so that's why I figured one of the reasons why she got both jobs. But you can see in her face she's getting discouraged and upset because we wanted to move into a house by now. We got till December with the lease. Whether or not we're going to roll it over or not, we still haven't really undecided. I mean, if I got a job, and then she's like, what, if you get a job, whatever money you're making and I'm making, we could put it together, and whatever we have, the stuff we have saved already, she goes, we can get a house. She's like, we can start to, get things going. And we were talking about it last night. She's like, it'd be nice to have someplace permanent for once, 'cause she was kind of like me when I was a kid. I was constantly moving around. My father was constantly, moving us to different areas, different places, and same thing with her. She had the same problem, moving all over the place. So nothing's ever felt permanent, even like when I lived in Lindenhurst, I was there for 8 years, and even that didn't feel all that permanent. That was the longest I've ever been in a place at the time, anyway. But yeah, nothing ever felt permanent, and because we were always renting. Nothing wrong with renting, but when you're a kid, you're kind of like, you never know, especially with the way I was brought up. You never know when you were gonna, middle of the night, you gotta pack your stuff. Let's go. We're getting out of here. But anyway, so I'm hoping I get a job soon enough, or at least before December. I'm kind of hoping that if anything, if all these things fail, maybe during the holidays they'll hire my ass and they'll see how much of a hard worker I am and they'll keep me. So that's kind of like my last resort, because I don't like seeing my fiance. She says it's not bothering her, but you can tell. Every time she looks, she's like, not that this isn't a nice place, it's just that she wants to have, move on with our stuff, and get further down the, get married and get a house, and and she she wants a dog, which we found a dog we really liked, but can't afford him right now, so see what happens, see what happens. Anyway, I've rambled, and I didn't want to make this video all that long, but I figured, what the hell, it's the last one of my season 3 anyway, so I might as well go nuts. And I appreciate everybody out there watching and commenting. And range, is it 11 or 1? Jeez, I can never remember numbers. It's always a problem, but thanks for the comments, I appreciate it. And yeah, I really do appreciate everybody watching, taking the time to hear me ramble and talk about crap. And I hope you enjoy some of the comics and stuff I at least show, because last thing I need is to get stale. You know, I don't want to be boring and really like, the show's starting to suck. But next season, who knows what the hell I'm going to do. I still have a lot of packages coming. That excellent book I was telling you about is coming around, hopefully soon enough. And I'll show you that. Like I said, I got that for a great deal. It was $15, and then, you know, $8 shipping, so $23. Totally worth it. If it's the grade this guy claims it is, beyond worth it. It's probably one of the, like I said, one of the best deals I've ever gotten. But you know what they say, if it's too good to be true, it usually is. So that's why I'm kind of worried. I triple checked all the pictures to make sure it wasn't a reprint, because a lot of times they can sneak you with a reprint, which I had happen once. I didn't notice it. I wasn't paying too much attention to this one book, and some of the ones, like the older ones, they don't say reprint, you know, on the top, or have like a different kind of logo on the bottom left. And I bought this book for like $20, and it was a fake. It was a reprint. I'm like, you son of a bitch. And I returned it to the guy, and I got my money back. I was like, dude, you never once said it was a reprint in any of the, you know, description or the thing where they explain, you know, whatever it is. I was like, you never said it was a reprint at all. I was like, it looked real enough. And he's like, oh, well, you should have known it was a reprint. I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. Give him my money back. Especially $20 for reprint. He's out of his mind. But anyway, rambled again. Again, thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you come back for the next season. Like I said, packages are coming around. Lots of stuff. There's going to be more Gizmo. He's got to get more screen time because he's a diva, you know, even though he's a man. I guess it works either way. Loki was technically a diva in Avengers, but so yeah, he wants his screen time. He wants to be on the show a lot more. I don't know how much more I can pay him because his treats are getting expensive, and he wants more and more toys. But don't we all? Well, anyway, thanks a lot again for taking the time to come out and come out. Turn on the TV, oh my God, the computer or YouTube, whatever, and watching my show. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody. And hopefully, like I said, everyone will come back for the season 4. It's almost like The Walking Dead coming around too, season 4. Anyway, it's not the size of your man cave that matters. It's what you have in it. Later, everybody.